latest edition of the SAU Softball Coaches Show. I'm Daniel Gallegos, joined alongside head softball coach Corey Lyon. And Coach, another week into the season has come and gone. Another week approaches us. It was a big week last week in terms of being able to play at home finally for the first time this year. Hosted Henderson State in a 4-game series. Wound up splitting that series 2-2, but talk a little bit about that series and really hit on what it was like to play at home for the first time.
Great atmosphere. You know, the playing in front of your home crowd and is always something that's pretty exciting. And there's a lot of anticipation kind of leading up to the game, and the crowd definitely didn't disappoint. Easily I think the most fans that I've seen at a home game here in my 2+ years, and so it was very refreshing, and it was pretty awesome to see all the people there and to have the support. The girls definitely fed off of it early, and hopefully that is a sign of things to come. As far as softball here at home.
In that series against Henderson State, in the first 2 games of the series, you got definitely a boost in that leadoff spot with Brooke Goad with the leadoff home run each of those games, and then the third game of the series, she hits a walk-off home run. Now has 10 home runs on the year out of the leadoff spot, so not a spot where you expect a lot of power, but it's where you're getting a lot of power production from, and even your top 3 hitters, all freshmen, are producing well for you. What has been the key to their success early on?
Well, I think the key to their success is the fact that they don't let the situation get too big for them. All three of those freshmen have played a lot of softball. All 3 of those freshmen have been put into tough situations and pressure situations, and so really what you've seen throughout the year is the more pressure the situation, the more that they kind of rise to the top. The more they tend to compete. For Brooke to be doing what she's doing, I mean, that your first 22 games of college softball and you've hit 10 home runs, that's pretty incredible. 17 home runs out of the top 3 spots in the order. I mean, it's pretty amazing. And so, what we ask Brooke to do, and I think that the thing that she does well is we don't ask her to hit home runs. She's just a really good hitter, and that's the byproduct of her being a really good hitter. We just ask her to get on base. We ask her to get on base, and we want Maddie to move, and we want Shelby to drive. And so the byproduct of those 3 going up there to do their job every time is the fact that they've been able to have good at bats. They have a very good approach at the plate, and so what you see at the end of the day is high batting average, high on base percentage, driving in a lot of runs, and the home run totals too.
Looking ahead to this upcoming weekend, you guys are back at home again, hosting Harding University. They're a little bit, coming into the year, an unknown factor, picked last in the Great American Conference, but it's because they just started up their program at first time in a little over around 30 years, and so. But even though they are a startup program, they're a team that is competing and knocked off some quality teams. Over 500, 15-10 overall. They've got a above 500 record in conference play as well. Seems like they have a top-line pitcher for them as well. Talk a little bit about Harding, what you've observed of them to this point in the season, looking ahead to when you play them.
Well, I said a couple weeks ago that it wouldn't take Harding very long to get comfortable within the conference. Harding is a school that they're devoted to their athletics, and they have top-notch facilities. They brand new facilities up there that are second to none as far as what you would see at the Division II level. And they've had some time to recruit. So while this is their first year, the coach up there, and he's done a very good job, and he's a coach that's been around for a long time, and so he had a year to recruit and kind of a year to prepare himself for this. So I'm not surprised at all that they've been able to do what they've been able to do. They're a very scrappy team, much like us. You look at their numbers, and they're a lot like we are. They've got some kids that can really hit. They've got a little bit, they've got some speed. That they got a leadoff hitter that is really fast. and then some kids that can hit behind it or behind her, and you know, they've been able to get some good pitching. You know, their number one pitcher, while you know it's not her, you know, while it's not her freshman year. I mean, you know, she's been around a little bit. She's pitched at the college level before, and you know, she's an inning eater for them. She goes out and gives them, you know, 7 innings just about every time, and I think that any time you have, you know, this game, softball starts and stops in the circle. You know, if you've got a pitcher that'll go out there and command the strike zone, you know, attack the hitters, then you're always going to have a chance. You know, and one of the things that this conference, you know, just about every team in this conference has a pitcher like that on their roster that they can go to. You know, and what we've seen in every one of our conference series so far is you know, that number one pitcher that's a go-to pitcher for that school. And so, you know, you have to come prepared every weekend you have to come prepared every weekend to see a good pitcher.
Well, we look forward to another great conference series again. Your Lady Mule Rider softball team is at home again, taking on Harding in a 4-game set. A couple of doubleheaders, one on Friday, the other on Saturday. Friday's doubleheader beginning at 2 p.m. Saturdays to conclude the series will begin at noon, and hopefully, you know, we can swear off any kind of inclement weather that may force any kind of craziness throughout the weekend. But if there is anything like that, be sure to check MuleRiderAthletics.com and all of our social media accounts to stay up to date with the latest scheduling throughout this weekend. Coach, best of luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.